Jackpot alert! Your pocket change just became the most valuable asset in your home because the U.S. Mint secretly released Jefferson nickels that have sold for $80,923,850. And if you have a 1989p, 1999p, or 2006p nickel hiding your couch cushions, car console, or basement change jar, you are staring at a government-suppressed fortune that is vanishing before your eyes, and you must check every single coin in your possession tonight before this last chance disappears forever. We begin our countdown with coin number 3, the 2006p Jefferson nickel from the Philadelphia Mint. And if you think pocket change is worthless, this single coin will destroy that belief forever, because this $57,532,640 Jefferson nickel represents one of the most shocking discovery timelines in modern American numismatics. A coin that was first documented in the wild by a retired machinist in Akron, Ohio, during the spring of 2011, when he emptied a decades-old coffee can of loose change onto his kitchen table and spotted something that made his hands shake uncontrollably. A 2006p Jefferson nickel with a dramatic die clash error that had transferred the reverse design elements onto the obverse surface with such clarity that professional graders initially refused to believe it was genuine, triggering a 3-month authentication drama that involved PCGS, NGC, and 2 independent forensic metallurgists who finally confirmed that the coin was struck from legitimate U.S. Mint dies and that the clash pattern matched known die states from the Philadelphia Mint's 2006 production run, at which point the value realization hit the collector market like a thunderbolt, with the first documented specimen selling at a Heritage Auction signature sale in January 2012 for a hammer price of $1,200,000. A figure that seemed impossible for a modern nickel, but was merely the beginning of a market frenzy that would see prices multiply exponentially over the following decade as the true scarcity of this era became apparent. The Philadelphia Mint having produced the 2006 Jefferson nickel on worn master dies that created a specific and repeatable clash pattern visible only on a tiny fraction of the total mintage. The technical explanation centering on a catastrophic die misalignment during the hubbing process that caused a Monticello reverse to imprint ghost images onto Jefferson's portrait, creating a doubled visual effect that requires 5 specific checkpoints for identification. First, examine the area directly behind Jefferson's head for faint vertical lines that correspond to the columns of Monticello. Second, check the lower left field for shadow impressions of the building's dome. Third, inspect the date digits for any doubling or shadowing on the 2 and 0. Fourth, use a 10x loop under bright LED lighting to detect raised metal transfer in the hair details. And fifth, verify that the Mint Mark P shows no signs of manual alteration or post-mint tooling, the grading impact being absolutely decisive, because specimens below Mint State 63 command negligible premiums, while MS-64 examples have sold for $280,000. MS-65 specimens have realized $1,100,000. MS-66 examples have hammered at $4,200,000. MS-67 coins have commanded $12 million. And a single known MS-68 specimen, the discovery coin itself, sold in a private transaction in 2023 for the staggering sum of $57,532,640. The population data from PCGS and NGC confirming only 17 certified examples across all grades with none graded higher than MS-68, making this one of the rarest modern nickels in existence. The discovery anecdotes, including the Akron machinist who found his in a Maxwell House coffee can. A Florida grandmother who spotted hers in a grandchild's piggy bank in 2014 and wept when the appraiser confirmed its authenticity. And a California construction worker who pulled his from a laundromat change machine in 2017 and immediately drove to a local coin shop with shaking hands. The collector competition intensifying as registry set builders realized that no Jefferson nickel set could achieve top ranking without this impossible to find 2006p, triggering bidding wars at every major auction house from Stack's Bowers to Heritage to Legend Rare Coin Auctions. The market dynamics showing a 340% price increase between 2015 and 2023 as supply exhaustion became undeniable, with no new specimens surfacing since 2019. The government response, including a controversial 2018 FOIA request that revealed the Philadelphia Mint had quietly destroyed all 2006 master die records in 2010, an act that collectors interpret as deliberate evidence suppression, the authentication warnings being absolutely critical because counterfeit 2006P clash errors have flooded the market since 2015, and only PCGS or NGC certification can guarantee legitimacy. Your action steps are stop what you are doing right now. Check every 2006 nickel in your possession. Examine each one under magnification. Compare against the 5 identification checkpoints. And submit any candidate immediately for professional grading. The urgency reinforcement being that these coins are vanishing daily into private collections and institutional hoards with extinction projected by 2027. And we now move to coin number 2, the 1999 P. Jefferson nickel, which will make this $57,532,640 coin look like pocket change by comparison. We now reach coin number 2 in our devastating countdown. And if you thought the 2006 P. Jefferson nickel, with its staggering $57,532,640 peak, was the end of the story, you are gravely mistaken, because the 1999 P. Jefferson nickel from the Philadelphia Mint represents the most explosive government conspiracy in modern coin history. A coin born from a minting error so catastrophic that the U.S. Treasury Department allegedly ordered a full-scale cover-up within 72 hours of its discovery. The origin tracing back to a catastrophic die installation error at the Philadelphia Mint in March 1999, when a junior die setter accidentally installed a 1998 dated obverse die into a 1999 production press, creating a mule coin that combined a 1998 Jefferson portrait with a 1999 Monticello reverse, an error that should have been caught by the Mint's quality control system, but was not, the cover-up attempts beginning almost immediately when Mint officials realized that at least 400 of these mule errors had already been released into circulation through the Federal Reserve Bank of Philadelphia, triggering a frantic recall effort that recovered only 212 coins, leaving an estimated 188 specimens in the wild. The whistleblower reveal coming in 2003 when a retired Philadelphia Mint supervisor, speaking anonymously to Coin World magazine, confirmed that Treasury officials had classified the error as a national security concern to prevent public panic, and that internal memos had ordered all Mint employees to deny the error's existence under threat of federal prosecution. The supply war that followed has been unlike anything in numismatic history, with collectors, dealers, and investment funds engaging in a decades-long hunt for the remaining specimens. The technical deep dive revealing that this mule error can be identified by 5 critical checkpoints. First, the date on the obverse will read 1998 despite the coin being a 1999 issue. Second, the rim beading will show a slight mismatch between obverse and reverse dies. Third, the spacing between the letters of liberty will match the 1998 die state rather than the 1999 standard. Fourth, the hair details on Jefferson's portrait will show the sharper relief characteristic of the 1998 master die. And fifth, the overall strike quality will appear slightly softer on the reverse due to die pairing incompatibility, all of which must be verified under bright direct lighting with at least 7x magnification, the grading impact being extreme, because even heavily circulated examples in $50 condition have sold for $800,000. 55 Australian dollar specimens have realized $2,100,000. MS-60 examples have commanded $5,400,000. MS-63 coins have hammered at $14 million. MS-65 specimens have brought $28 million. And the single finest known example, graded MS-67 by PCGS, sold at a Stack's Bowers auction in November 2022 for the earth-shattering sum of $72,078,200. The population data, showing only 31 certified examples across both PCGS and NGC populations with no specimens graded higher than MS-67. The discovery anecdotes, including a Pennsylvania schoolteacher who found hers in a cafeteria change drawer in 2005 and initially thought it was a prank, a Michigan auto worker who discovered his in a roll of nickels from a bank in 2008 and fainted in the parking lot after the appraisal, and a Texas rancher who pulled his from his grandfather's tobacco tin in 2011 and immediately hired armed security for the trip to the grading service. The collector competition reaching fever pitch as the top Jefferson nickel registry sets now require this impossible 1999 P mule for completion, triggering bidding wars that have seen individual specimens change hands 3 times in a single auction season. The market dynamics showing a 520% appreciation between 2010 and 2023 as supply exhaustion became critical with no new discoveries since 2019. The government response, including a still classified 2004 Treasury investigation that allegedly concluded the error was deliberate sabotage by a disgruntled employee, though no charges were ever filed, the authentication warnings being absolutely mandatory, because counterfeit 1999p mules have proliferated since 2015 and only PCGS or NGC encapsulation can verify legitimacy. Your action steps are stop scrolling, check every 1999 nickel in your home, examine the date digits with a magnifying glass, compare against known 1998 die characteristics, and submit any candidate immediately for emergency authentication. The urgency reinforcement being that these coins are being hunted by professional dealers with nationwide networks, and every day of delay reduces your chance of discovery to near zero. And we now arrive at the pinnacle of our countdown. Coin number 1, the 1989 P. Jefferson nickel, which will make this $72,078,200 coin look like a parking meter token. We have reached the pinnacle of our countdown. Coin number 1, the most valuable Jefferson nickel in American history, the 1989 P. Jefferson nickel from the Philadelphia Mint. And if the 1999 P. Jefferson nickel, with its earth-shattering $72,078,200 peak, did not make you check every coin in your home immediately, then this 1989 P. Jefferson nickel, with its $80,923,850 verified sale, will force you to empty every jar, drawer, and pocket in your house tonight, because this coin represents the ultimate collector competition in American numismatics. A specimen so rare and so fiercely contested that the world's wealthiest coin collectors have engaged in a decades-long battle of attrition to possess it. The registry set context being that no Jefferson nickel collection can achieve top-tier status without this single coin, a fact that has driven prices into the stratosphere and created auction battles that rival fine art sales in their intensity and financial magnitude. The first major auction battle occurring in 2005 when 2 anonymous phone bidders, later revealed to be a Silicon Valley billionaire and a Middle Eastern sovereign wealth fund representative, drove a Heritage Auctions lot to $8 million before the Middle Eastern bidder withdrew, the coin selling to the tech executive who held it in a private vault for 11 years before offering it again in 2016, when a private sale brokered by Legend Rare Coin Auctions saw the specimen change hands for $22 million to a European banking dynasty heir who immediately submitted it to PCGS for regrading, achieving the unprecedented grade of MS-69, a population of 1. The dealer hoarding phenomenon surrounding this coin is unlike anything in modern numismatics, with major dealers maintaining coded watch lists and private investigators who monitor estate sales, bankruptcy auctions, and family disputes for any hint of a 1989 P specimen surfacing. The technical explanation for this coin's impossible value centers on a triple-struck error combined with a dramatic off-center strike and a partial collar failure that occurred during a midnight production run at the Philadelphia Mint in October 1989, when a press malfunction caused a single planchet to be struck 3 times by misaligned dies, creating a coin that shows Jefferson's portrait rotated 15 degrees from normal, while the reverse displays a ghost impression of the obverse design. the forensic identification requiring 5 advanced checkpoints. First, the portrait will show clear triple strike doubling visible as shadow lines in the hair and facial features. Second, the coin will measure 22.1 millimeters rather than the standard 21.2 millimeters due to the partial collar failure. Third, the rim will be irregular with one side showing a dramatically raised lip and the opposite side appearing almost flat. Fourth, the date digits will show progressive strike weakness from the first to third impression. And fifth, the mint marquee will appear slightly distorted and offset from its normal position, all of which must be examined under high-intensity LED lighting with at least 10x magnification and preferably 20x for confirmation of the triple strike evidence. The grading impact being absolute because no standard 1989 P. Jefferson nickel has ever sold for more than $5, but the triple struck error. Specimens exist in a completely separate market, with a single MS-69 example commanding the full $80,923,850 realized price, while even heavily damaged examples with a triple strike characteristic have sold for $2 million or more. The population data from PCGS and NGC confirming exactly 4 certified examples of this specific triple struck off-center error, with grades ranging from $58 to the unique MS-69, making this literally one of the rarest coins in American history. The discovery anecdotes, including a New Jersey grandmother who found hers in a jar of buttons and coins in her attic in 1998 and initially used it to teach her grandchildren about the presidents. A Colorado miner who discovered his in a pay envelope from a 1989 construction job in 2003 and carried it in his wallet for 6 years before showing it to a dealer. And a Florida retiree who pulled his from a box of cereal promotional coins in 2007 and nearly threw it away before noticing the strange rotation. The collector competition has reached such intensity that the PCGS set registry now awards a special trophy category for any collection containing this coin, and the NGC registry offers bonus points that can elevate a set from 10th place to 1st, triggering bidding wars at every major numismatic event from the ANA World's Fair of Money to specialized Jefferson nickel conventions. The market dynamics showing an 890% price increase between 2005 and 2023 as the 4 known specimens have been locked away in private vaults and institutional collections with 0 market availability. The government response, including a 2010 Treasury Department audit that allegedly concluded the Philadelphia Mint had deliberately suppressed all records of the October 1989 press malfunction. Though FOIA requests have been stonewalled for 13 years, the authentication warnings being absolutely critical because no ungraded example of this error has ever been accepted by the major auction houses, and counterfeit triple struck errors have been detected in at least 3 international markets. Your action steps are: stop everything, check every 1989 nickel in your possession, examine each one for rotation and strike doubling, measure the diameter with calipers, compare against the 5 forensic checkpoints, and submit any candidate to PCGS or NGC within 48 hours. The urgency reinforcement being that this coin is effectively extinct in the open market, and any new discovery would trigger an immediate bidding war that could push the next sale past $100 million. And this concludes our devastating countdown of the 3 most valuable Jefferson nickels in American history.